Hi there, Carol LaRue here, and welcome to this Metamorphic Monday. This is where you receive simple tips and practices that help increase your energy, your effectiveness, your enjoyment, and your overall resilience to the stressors of life. Just last week, I had a huge wake-up experience that really brought home for me the importance of the choices that you make in terms of the environment that you surround yourself with. As many of you know, I made a conscious decision about 10 years ago to move from a metropolitan area to a rural lakeside area, which has brought me a lot of inner peace and calm. Well, last week I was in a large city, and I spent an entire day going from downtown, a downtown building inside, no windows, to a large medical teaching complex, again, very few windows, to a dark parking garage that took 30 minutes to navigate out of, to a huge department store full of everything you can think of, to a huge, loud, noisy restaurant that served a huge salad at least 3 times more than I could even eat. In that day, I found that I was bombarded by excess and my senses were completely overloaded. By 7 o'clock that evening, I was exhausted to the point of feeling physically ill. So, what was the message for me? It was how important it is to pay attention to your environment and how seductive sensory stimulation and sensory overload can be for our system. Now, I believe we all have different thresholds to before we hit that overload point. My threshold is probably a little lower because I spend more time in quiet and peaceful surroundings. But I do believe that every one of us can easily become saturated. Our systems become saturated and overloaded with the stimulation. It can even happen in our own home with the noise of the TV, bright lights, electronic noises going on all the time, lots of loud conversation. Pay attention to your environment and pay attention to how much you are taking in sensory-wise. Choose to step away. Choose to spend a little time every day in some quiet. Otherwise, your system will get so acclimated to the crazy overload that it becomes very seductive, and you don't realize the toll that it is taking on your physical energy, your mental energy, your ability to focus, and even your emotional energy. I know at the end of my day, I was getting a little cranky, and definitely was a result of just that constant bombardment of concrete, noise, excess, too much. So know when to say too much, step back, take a break, and your body, your mind, your spirit, your emotions will be so grateful. So this week, avoid at all possible costs sensory overload. Pay attention to how you're feeling in the environments that you're spending time in. Again, I am Carol LaRue. I am an author, a speaker, and an integrative wellness coach who now has an increased awareness of where my sensory overload threshold is. I would love for you to learn more about me if you'd like on my website, artofselfhealth.com. And if there's any way that I can help you along your journey of taking better care of yourself, I would love to. In the meantime, have a wonderful week.